We love to talk real estate. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and wherever you like to listen to podcasts at Talk Real Estate Roundtable. If you would like a one-on-one consultation with me and my team to discuss your real estate needs, you can connect with me at bostonconnect.com or 781-826-8000. Now, sit back, relax, take good notes, and let's talk real estate. And good morning to all my South Shore neighbors. This is Sharon McNamara. You are, of course, listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. I am here with my sidekick.
We're both trying to get into our seats.
I know. It was like the worst timing. It's like I have to clear my throat, but I don't have one of those buttons. But yeah. Anyways, this is me. It's Sharon. I'm here. I'm happy to be here. I'm with Melissa, as I said, my sidekick. And of course, we have our favorite producer over at WATD. We have Tim McKinney in the house. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy
Saturday.
Fall Saturday.
Yes, it is definitely a fall Saturday today.
It is fall. Yeah. You know what I love about fall? All the dead falls off.
Yeah.
It just sort of, it's like refreshing when you can just purge and get rid of things. Like that's what I've been doing in my house, like starting in my closets and stuff like that. But
yeah, and here.
Yeah,
around purging around here, getting rid of some stuff. And,
yeah, it's been awesome.
Bringing in the mums, and we have to get McNamara. Yeah. We have to get McNamara over here to put the cornstalk up.
Yeah, I talked to him this morning. Oh, that's why I called him. I couldn't remember. So, Mark, if you're listening, I need string to string up our cornstalk. But yeah, no, I do like fall. You know, before I remember, you know, you used to always say to me, fall's my jam, fall's my jam. Yeah. And I used to be like, ugh, it only means that winter's coming. And I would be like so upset about it. But, you know, this year in particular, I think it's brought new meaning to me. And like, I'm sort of enjoying like the refreshing, like the crisp air and when you see the dead falling off, you know that new growth is coming in the spring. Like, how exciting is that?
I listen. I'm aware of it every year. That's why fall is my jam. I love it, and I don't know. It just brings like this like new cozy feeling to life that makes me. I don't know. I just enjoy life better in the fall.
Enjoy life. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I love it. So today we have a good topic. We've been, you know, for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking. We've had some really great topics, to be quite honest. And
not to toot our own horn.
Not to toot our own horn, yeah. But yeah, they've been good. But throughout the show, we tend to say things like. Oh, we should do a show on that. Oh, we should do a show on that. And I know several times we have said and indicated, hey, I think that this would be a good topic is navigating the emotional aspects of real estate when you're buying and selling a home. So initially I was going to concentrate just on selling. You know us. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest. How many of these tidbits are we going to get through? I do the agenda now because I was here a little late last night, but not too late, but later than I expected. But I'm back to doing the agendas, and our admin coordinator, Julia Hannon, she had moved to Maine, and she was working remotely for us, but she is starting a next chapter. And we are so proud of that young lady. She has been with us for she was 2.5, almost 3 years.
2 years.
2 years, yeah. So she's, you know, off to do some bigger and better things. So congratulations to Julia if you're out there listening. We're super proud of you. Yeah. And I know last week we had our listener that called. You know what I love most about lemons? It's not about making lemonade. For me, it's about making limoncello, right?
Yeah, I know. We got to get down to Dick's house.
Yeah, so we have to get down to Dick's house. Okay, so do you want to get into it? What do you want to do? Do you want to talk about some other stuff? What's up?
Well, I mean, we have a lot going on here at the office, but I don't know if you want to leave that towards the end, and we can talk about some open houses as well. But we have a lot of great contests going on. So
yeah, let's talk about our contest at the beginning and at the end, because we don't know if somebody's off doing some errands. And I do want to take a moment just to make one announcement as well. I really haven't spoken of this, so I don't know if many people even really know. I am a board member on the Plymouth County Family Support It's an organization that's in Plymouth, and they service, all of Plymouth County, of course, and they work with and help families who have children with, some sort of disabilities like autism and things like that. And I have to tell you, May McNamara, who is my niece, she works at New England Village in Pembroke, and she asked me, hey, they're looking for another board member. Is this something that you would be interested in doing? And I was like, absolutely. One, it was like just to sort of step away from always being, the person who's like helping people put events together or doing different things. I
Yeah.
do a lot in the town of Pembroke. It was nice to sort of go where no one knows your name.
Yeah.
No one knows what you do, unless, of course, they listen to
And
WATD.
speaking of Plymouth County Family Supports,
Yeah.
sometimes Wednesday nights, although they moved to Tuesday night, they're taking your old time slot, breaking the ice. Sometimes Jim Coughlin, I think is his name.
Yeah.
He guest host on their show from time to time quite a bit.
Yeah. Oh, he's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yes, he is. Great
and
guy.
Tim, I
Yeah.
forgot that you're in this industry as well, right? So is
Yes,
this
yeah.
so like it's so they have these dances. I don't know if you so like once a month they have dances, and I went last month, and I have got to tell you that there has not been a more rewarding experience for me in my adult life as being there. And it was all these, they're young adults, there's a range of ages, right?
Yeah.
And just to see them being them and no inhibitions. And I was like
Right.
the stranger in the room, right? So but they were so polite, Tim. Like they came up to me and they introduced themselves to me. And they were inquisitive. They're like, hey, who's the stranger in the room? I want to go
Right,
meet
yeah,
that person.
Yep. New
Right?
face.
Yeah, because where is it that you're working, and what are you doing? Let's talk a little bit about this.
I work now for BAMSI, but they cover a lot of the eastern part of the state. They go from Dedham all the way to Plymouth, and maybe even a little bit south of that. I'm not sure. But it's a great company, and they support people with disabilities, but they also cover other things too, like people struggling with addiction, want to go into recovery. It's just, and
That's
even
awesome.
stuff that my partner Joel does with another company. If people need, clean stuff, if they're an intravenous drug user, that kind of thing. But it's a really, really nice company, and I'm happy to be with them.
Yeah, and you know what? Your personality and you just have a genuine old soul heart is from
Thank you.
what I pick up and what I feel, and I've known you for many, many, many years. And I can see you in that field. I have goosebumps right now, which means it's true. Okay,
Oh, thank
you're
you.
meant to be doing that.
Thank you.
But it was really interesting too, because at the Plymouth County Family Support, they also have a food pantry as well. So I know that they do have things there. All you have to do is give them a call. I don't have their phone number in front of me, but Tim, maybe you can look that up. I don't have a computer
sure.
in front of me. But one of the events I want to discuss that they're having is they're having a wine tasting fundraiser. So this is going to be held October 26th from the Plymouth Memorial Hall from 5 to 8 p.m. And there's going to be wine tasting, there's going to be raffles, live music, food samples, and all proceeds will benefit the individuals and families that they serve. And I have to tell you, being at that dance, gosh, it was just wonderful. And they had pizza, and they had cookies and things like that, and they were just dancing and loving life, and I just love it. I hope I can make it to that event once a month. It was just so wonderful. But it's $50 per person. So if you would like to buy some tickets on that, you can go to www. I don't know that we really need that anymore, but PCFamilySupport.org. Again, that's PC for Plymouth County, PCFamilySupport.org. And the tickets are $50 per person. And again, all the proceeds are going to be going to this wonderful organization called Plymouth County Family Support. Again, a wine tasting fundraiser October 26th at Plymouth Memorial Hall, 5 to 8.
Sharon, were you looking for the phone number for just Plymouth County Family Support or
Yeah.
the food pantry? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. The phone number is 508-927-5444. 4520.
And why don't you give, if they have one for the food pantry, you can give that one as well.
I found, but is it in Kingston?
No,
Okay.
nope. That's
I'm
all right.
not sure
They'll
if
be
there's
able
a-
to help them out if you
Yeah.
go to that number, 508-927-4520. So, Melissa, thank you for letting me take some time to discuss that. And
Oh, yes, of
is the 26th a Saturday?
It is a Saturday.
That's why you can't go, right?
Yeah, that is
okay.
why I can't go. But I would love to donate or something.
Well, you
but
know what?
I hope you have a great time.
What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to buy 2 tickets. Okay, so this is going to be from Boston Connect Real Estate. Melissa is my director of operations. I did not ask permission to do this. Do I have permission to do
you
this?
have permission.
Okay, I'm going to donate 2 tickets right now to a WATD listener, and all you have to do is, I guess, say to hello to us and why this would be such a great event for you to go to. One, is it because of the wine tasting, or
Because you love wine.
because you love wine, or is it because you can see the importance and support in such a great organization like Plymouth County Family Support? You can call Tim at 781-837-4900, 781-837-4900. And again, I'm going to be giving away 2 tickets to the wine tasting fundraiser October 26th. $50 per person. So this is a great prize, $100.
$50 value.
Yeah.
You can
Times
avoid it.
2.
Yeah, we have a couple contests going on here at Boston Connect Real Estate. So be sure to follow us on all of our social media pages on Instagram and on Facebook. We are Boston Connect Real Estate. You can follow Sharon Costa McNamara and the McNamara Horton group on all socials as well. And I'll digress for a second. We are live, so we're waving. Hi, we're waving. So you can comment on there as well. But for our contests, if you follow us, you might have seen that we are doing our annual jack-o'-lantern contest. I think this is our 8th year doing it because I've been here for 8 years.
Yeah, I know. You love it.
It's a jack-o'-lantern contest, so you can submit your picture of your jack-o'-lantern all month long to administration@bostonconnect.com. Or if you are lucky enough to work with one of the Boston Connect Real Estate agents, you can send it to them as well, and they'll get it over to me. You have until October 31st, so that's Halloween at 5 p.m. And then all of the jack-o'-lantern pictures will be posted on our Facebook page and ready for you guys to
Do your voting.
do your voting. Yeah, we've been doing it this way for the past couple of years, and it's been a really great response, and we love it. We're getting pictures from literally all over the country, people.
And
So
unlike regular voting, you can persuade your friends to
Yeah.
vote your way.
you can share it and vote for it, and you can vote as many times as you want. And then we are going to be doing our dog costume contest virtually this year. So this is our 3rd annual dog Halloween contest.
Yeah.
Costume contest, and we're doing it virtual this year.
Yep.
So same way, you have until Halloween night at 5 p.m. to submit your picture of your dog in their costume, and you can send it to administration@bostonconnect.com or your Boston Connect Real Estate agent, and they'll get it over to me as well, and we'll post those on Halloween night, and you have, I believe, until Monday morning, so November 4th at 9 a.m., and we'll announce the winners.
Have you told Megan from the Dog's Den?
I will see her on Sunday.
Okay,
so
yeah, we
I'm
definitely
telling
have
her-
to let
yeah.
Megan know. Yeah, we'll have to
Yeah.
print off some of our things so we can hand those out. Yeah. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to do live this year. Both Melissa and I will be traveling, so that's why we can't
Yeah.
do it. Right.
Yep.
So.
So, just be sure to follow us still, on social media so you can get all the up to date. But we do have great prizes for both. So, $50 gift cards. We have 2 $50 gift cards for the Jack-o'-lantern contest, Visa gift cards. One is, we have 2 categories, adults and kids. And then for the dog costume contest, we have 3 prizes.
Yeah, first,
So-
second, and third.
First, we have a wonderful gift basket that is being donated to us with a lot of great goodies. So if you come to one of our past events, you know that we have some really great prizes. And second and third places, we have Petco gift cards. So
Yeah.
easy to win.
boy, we could do just one whole show on what we're doing here. We're doing so much.
We have even more to talk about, but we'll get. I think we'll get to our topic
And there's
now.
more, yeah.
And there's
okay.
more.
Yeah. All right, so let's get right into this then. Okay, so we're navigating the emotional aspects of real estate. And, you know, there are so many emotions when it comes to this. It's, you know, a lot of people think about like the joy of it. And then some people, you know, there are not so many joys about it and a lot of emotions that flow around it. And as I've been indicating over the past several years, I just wanted to say hi. I just saw one of my friends on there. Hi, Derek. He's joined. Hello, my friend. Derek is also a real estate agent. I don't know exactly the area where he is, but he's our Google guy. Yeah, so if you need a guy that does Google, yeah, Derek is your guy. So he is my Google pro. So give me a call if you want some information from you know how to hire him to do his thing, which is really good. I don't even know what it's all about, but it's good. Whatever he does, but Derek, yeah, he's great. So the emotional part of it, and one of the things I've been discussing is, we have a caller.
Yes, we do. She was really calling to
Win the contest.
Make my head grow, but I told her, hey, you call in for the tickets. Like, what tickets? So anyway, she's here now. We have the lovely Patty from Marshfield Hills on the line.
Hello, Patty. How are you?
Hello, Melissa and Sharon. I'm great. How are you?
Good.
Doing well. How are you this morning?
I was calling because I was listening to you, which I do frequently,
Mm-hmm.
and
Well, thank you.
I wanted to call to tell Tim how special I think he is because he just exudes happiness and light and goodness through the radio.
Oh, he really
Oh.
does,
And
doesn't he?
that's such a wonderful thing. So I was calling him about that, and then he said, well, do you want to enter the contest? I'm like, sure, what contest? But
Well,
anyways, I love your program. You guys are great. You ladies are great.
thank
Thank
you.
you.
We
I love
appreciate
what
that.
you do. I love your kindness too, because that's what the world needs more of.
Yeah, you know
Oh,
what,
thank
Patty?
you.
I 100% agree with you. And, you know, I feel like over the years, it's been one of those battles that I've had that, you know, unfortunately, people think the wrong things about real estate agents, you know what I mean? And I don't even know why. I mean, they put us in that same category as used car salesmen, and I think they're great people too.
I know.
You know, but it doesn't have to be that way, and it can be done differently.
No.
And doing it holistically and doing it from your heart has really, you know, been the foundation of my career. So I'm so happy that you noticed that. And Patty,
And Sharon, what I've loved about you several weeks, a month ago, I'm not sure. I've been a caregiver for family members for 13 years, so
you heard the
my
show.
days get a little confused. However, I listened to one of your shows maybe within the past month.
Yeah.
When you're talking about your dad
Yeah.
and elder care, and I'm living that,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a challenge.
It is.
And we need to support one another because if you love somebody, you want to do the best for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it's tough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
but
Patty,
you always bring humor. What I love is you bring humor into so much. I was going to say goofiness. Would goofiness be better?
Yeah, goofiness is fine by me because you know what? If you can't
But it's
laugh, you'll
good.
tend to
It makes-
cry. You
when
know.
you can laugh, it's good.
Oh,
Laughter is wonderful.
Yeah. Well, part of my dad's
So thank
dementia.
you.
Yeah. Well, Patty, I want to make sure that you give Tim your phone number
She's
too.
all set.
Okay, great.
Got all the
Because,
info.
Patty, I don't know if you like wine tasting, but I am. What we were given.
I like everything.
Perfect.
I go with the flow.
Okay, well, perfect. Because what you've won is because you were the first one to call in. Is I was donating 2 tickets to Plymouth County Family Support, which I am a board member of. We're having a wine tasting fundraiser October 26th at Plymouth Memorial Hall from 5 to 8. It's a Saturday. So, do you think that you can make that day? Because if you can't, call us back and we'll give the tickets to someone else.
Make it a point to get there. I would love to because that sounds like a wonderful, wonderful organization, which I don't know anything about, but I will look into it.
Perfect.
But that sounds delightful.
Perfect. So they're $50 per person. I purchased them for one of our listeners, and that listener is you, Patty. So we'll just have to make sure that Tim has all your information so we can get those.
I have everything except her social.
And her
debit pin.
Age, Tim, and I'm never going to I'll never divulge the age. So
That's fine. That's fine.
myself.
DNA sample, blood, what's your blood type, all those
Amen.
good things.
I know how many kids Kim. You can have my next born, which won't happen because I'm almost 70.
Oh,
so that's
okay.
not gonna happen.
Well, Patty, congratulations on winning that, and I am hoping to see you there. So we'll have to meet in
I
person
hope
for
so,
sure.
too. I'll look for you, Sharon.
All
Thank
right,
you.
that sounds great.
And Melissa, you're delightful too. I look forward to just listening to you because it just makes me happy.
Oh, thank you,
that's awesome.
Patty. I appreciate you.
You're welcome.
And thank you
Well,
so
have a
much for
great
calling.
day.
Yeah,
All right.
thank you. You as
Have
well.
a good day.
Thank you.
Oh.
So
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. So that was Patty from Marshfield, and
Yeah.
she's one of our listeners, and I love that. And you know what? She's right on with Tim. We could just make
Yeah.
this a Love Fest show. That's
You
all.
know what? We love Patty.
Yeah. And she just won 2 tickets.
And she
so,
won 2 tickets.
and if you're disappointed that you didn't win the 2 tickets, I'm going to give away 2 more tickets. So that's what we're going to do.
She's
I didn't
looking at
even
me.
ask permission.
I know. Again, she's looking at me. I'm asking
Yeah.
for forgiveness, not permission.
Yeah, exactly. So I'll have 2 more tickets. So if somebody else wants to give us a call and tell us,
Yeah.
what they love about us, that's why.
Well, you know what? I love what Patty said, and not just because it was great things about us, but it's emotions, and that's what we're supposed to be talking about today. I know that the show is pretty much halfway over at this point, but it is emotional. This whole process is emotional. Whether it's good, bad, pretty and ugly. There's some sort of emotion through it, and every single. And I don't like calling it transaction, but that's what it is. Every single transaction or situation or sale is different.
Every journey is
Every
different.
journey, every chapter is different. And you learn something from every single thing that we do. And I know that sounds exhausting, but that's what we love about it.
And Patty brought up a good point. Like she listened to that infamous show, and I think Tim was in the studio that day, and Mel. And honestly, I've been doing the show for, I'd say, a good solid 20 years between my show and Mike McNamara's show, McNamara on Money, which is on after us. And it's the first time that I've ever cried on air, and that shows me, the emotions that are involved. I mean, I'm generally not very emotional when it comes to real estate, for sure, because that's my job. You know what I mean? So I'm very data driven, and my job is to be the knowledge broker so I can help clients make the best financial decision for themselves. And Mel, we were on a phone call yesterday for over an hour talking to one of our listeners who's down in the Wareham onset area. And, they have some big decisions to make and some health concerns that they're considering. And, those are hard things. Like, what do I do? Do I sell this? Do I sell that? Do I not sell? Do I rent? And my job is not to just get a listing. And I hate that. I got a new listing. No, I helped a new family. And you know what? If that means it's not selling your house, which I actually talked somebody else out of recently too. And my comment to these other people that I helped was, the only people that will benefit from you putting this house on the market are the real estate agents, because at the end of the day, there won't be much left.
Yeah.
So it doesn't make sense to go through that, the trials and tribulations. And the show that Patty was talking about was, when I talked and discussed about my dad and, having him in assisted living and his dementia. And his dementia is, there are good days, there are bad days. And every week it's something new. There's people that you can follow online, and they do like these funny little things, and that's the goofy side of me that Patty sees. So I think last week was that Mark and I were getting divorced.
Well, I didn't know if you were going to say that because that was the story that your dad was saying last week, but I didn't know if you were going to say it because what if like Google Juice picks it up and then all of a sudden it's on like
Sharon McNamara is
on
getting divorced.
It's on Fox News, like Sharon McNamara is getting divorced.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And it's funny because like he's really worried about it. I don't know where it's coming from. And, I had to have Mark call him, and I was like, hey, this week's scenario is that you and I are getting divorced and I have a boyfriend. And, I assure the world that will never happen.
It will never happen.
That will never happen. Mark and I have been happily married for 32 years. So Mark called my dad, and he was just like, Frank, what's going on? He's like, nothing. You tell me.
Yeah, and your father was mad.
You tell me what's going on. Like,
he was mad. He goes, you tell me what's going on. Mike's just like, I'm in love with your daughter. I don't know what else to tell you.
I'm never leaving. Your daughter has to be with me for the rest of her life, in my life. So, but those are the trials and tribulations. And this is, again, these are the emotional parts of it and the aspects of it. And, where I am at my stage. And like I said, I mean, Mel, you and Mary and the whole entire office, for the most part, like the agents who, that we perceive to be family understand that I have been a little bit distant or a little bit different or a little bit, removed from the day-to-day things, the people who truly, we consider ourselves family, right? They've noticed, but it's because I haven't been present, maybe mind, body, and soul completely, because I have a lot weighing on me. It's my dad is going through something that's scary, and, but that's why I love our office, and our agents are just so genuine. I mean, the ones that are here really belong here, and they are family. And that makes me think about, wow, what if I had to sell a house during this process? Well, what would that look like? How would that feel? Because I don't know that I would actually be able to think straight enough to even, and here's the truth. I don't even think I would, oops, I almost said it, care.
You almost said
I
it.
almost said it. I don't think that I would care. Like, I would just be like, and this is why you need a trusted advisor. Put it in my hands and Melissa's hands. Like, Melissa is helping me, with some things now too. And put it in our hands. We do this. This is what our job is. I can take the emotions out of it so you can be emotional with your loved ones. So that is the first category that I have on our agenda is, going through the process of selling maybe your parents' home because they've deceased, and or maybe you have to put one or both into, a assisted living facility and then nursing home, full skilled nursing and stuff. The emotions are real. And, you know what? I'm just literally like, that was weird. Like, if I was just in like on a TV show, you would have just seen Sharon staring into the distance, and then flashing by, you would have seen like all the clients that she was just thinking of that have been in this situation. So,
well, there's so many layers to it, because even grief, you can grieve somebody who's still here. So, like, you can miss somebody that's just not here, maybe mentally, but here physically, and there's just so many different scenarios. And I'm just going through some of the the families that you've helped in the past couple of years, you and Mary, and just even those scenarios were different from each other. As similar in nature they may be, no two experiences are the same. So although you say that you're not emotional when it comes to real estate, you sort of have to be, because you have to give people grace, and you have to meet people where they're at.
you heard me say that yesterday to our client, right?
Oh, did I?
Yeah, because I said to her, I won't say
give
her
yourself,
name.
Give
I
yourself
said,
grace.
Yeah, you need to give yourself grace right now. I'm giving you permission to give yourself grace, because this is a hard time and a lot of things to consider and a lot of moving parts. So some tips. One is, hiring a full-time real estate agent is definitely something that you want on your side, okay? Yes, we would love for it to be us, all right? We would love that. If it isn't, that's okay too. We respect your decision to choose whomever you do. I'm just telling you, my suggestion is that person should be full-time. Nothing against school teachers who are doing this on the side, but you know what? They're busy with their students all day long. Classes they're in the school by 7 and they're not out until after 3. Then that night they have other events going on. Like, concentrate on that. But I think hiring a full-time real estate agent is somebody who is doing this for you while you're doing you, right?
Yeah. I was just thinking in my head, I was like, oh, what's another profession that we could compare it to? But you know what? I'm going to compare it to a doctor. I want a full-time doctor, not a part-time doctor.
Yeah. I don't want someone who's like retiring.
Yeah, they might be a little bit more important than us. But,
they're a little bit more important in a different way.
In a different way. But yeah, I mean, you want somebody who can be there for you full-time, especially during an emotional. And like I said, no matter where you're at in life, this is going to be emotional. But, just having somebody there to guide you, and even just because there are parts of our job where we are sort of like therapists.
Mhm.
And you know what? Sometimes that's what our favorite part is about the, experiences. And you get closer because we aren't, those types of agents where we're just like, oh, let me buy a lead and let me just go, we are relational.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Relational with our clients.
Real. We are real. Ational. And it's funny because you brought up the doctor thing, and then I was like, yeah, you don't want someone who's like retiring or semi-retiring and already has one foot out the door. And it really did remind me of my OBGYN. And he actually didn't deliver Casey, but he did deliver Mackenzie, and he was, my doctor for many, many years. And then he told me that, I noticed his hours were switching and things like that. And I was just like, yeah, I don't want a part-time doctor. That's like so important. You know what I mean? Like things change. Like what if there is a better way to get a mammogram? And he doesn't know about it because he isn't up on everything, So I did switch doctors. I actually did. I went to somebody, I switched, and it was just like, I just want someone who's in this full time,
Yeah.
So,
speaking of mammograms, isn't October breast cancer
it is. It is. Yep, it absolutely is.
So I know Kristen Howlett, who's a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate, got her mammogram last week. She did post that, so that wasn't a secret.
Yeah, she did. She's so funny.
Yeah, she is funny.
So some of the things, some of the things to consider when you are selling your parents' home, and, it is difficult to take the emotions out, but just an example, I've seen a range of different emotions that people have had. And, when you are, siblings and you're selling mom and dad's house, I've been very fortunate as of late that other than one this year where all the siblings were on the same exact page, which made it a lot easier for decisions being made and, all the different processes. But, going through your family home and looking at, you're uncovering all these things, the family pictures and treasures, and a lot of people will say, where am I going to put all this stuff? And you have to remember, and I've said this over and over, you're looking at a glass vase. Mom is looking at the flowers that dad gave for their 50th wedding anniversary. So if mom is still alive, you don't just put it and don't just say, let's just get a dumpster and get rid of everything. Those things have to be done with ease, love, and care, of course. So as you're going through, there will be an array of emotions that go along with it because, and I know this for myself too, like taking everything out of my dad's apartment, Mark was able to do that because it happened during our busiest season in June, and he, just put everything in our garage. And finally, a few weeks ago, I took the time to sort of go through everything, and there was a ski cap there that said Penguins on it, and I remembered, gosh, I just remember that hat when I was, younger, and we used to go to the Penguin Ski Club up in Bartlett, New Hampshire, near Attitash, and, he used to take me there, and we skied every weekend, and maybe not every weekend, but for a lot of weekends, and I was on the ski team, and I just remember the old rustic barn, and just all those memories came flooding back by looking at one hat, and I just held it up to my chest, and I was like, this is the one thing I'm keeping.
Yeah. But that's your dad. And I've been, I know this is getting like personal, but like what I've been telling you during this whole process is you don't want to lose sight of, who you knew, like who he was to you your whole life, just because he may be a little different now.
Yeah.
But like I said, every single journey that we are helping people through is just, it's different, whether they're in assisted living or if they've passed already. And I think it was important for you to say, like, if everybody who is a decision maker is on the same page, if they're not on the same page, that definitely makes a difference during the process. And, just anybody who might have sort of a say in what's going on. Definitely needs to be all on the same page.
And it's interesting when I'm working with siblings as well, and I'm thinking of this one house that I was at recently, and, one of the brothers, seems to be the one that's, he's the PR, right, the personal representative, and, the other brother has full confidence and trust in him, the other two brothers, and, one of them was telling me stories. Actually, Mark was with me, because Mark is fully licensed as well, and he does join me a lot. But one of the brothers was like, "Oh, I remember when I was younger, my father was yelling and screaming at me because I used to jump off the shed into the pool." So like he's thinking of those silly moments where the other brother, is weighed down a little bit more by, the financial decisions and things that have to be done. And he's like, "Listen, while you're reminiscing about jumping off a shed, would you mind like cutting the lawn?" And there's a lot of things that have to be done.
Well, I'm glad you just said that because emotions financially, no matter, it doesn't matter what house you're selling, the financial emotion about it, it can be stressful as well.
Yeah.
Whether that's the motivation for selling or even the expenses that come with selling, with clean outs or anything like that. I think I read somewhere that like the majority of all divorces is because of finances. So it's financially, money brings emotions no matter where it is in life, and navigating through that and just being very factual. Like, okay, can you afford this? No. Okay, move on.
Yeah.
Can you afford this? Yes. Okay, let's move forward.
Yeah. You know what my goal is after talking to our client yesterday, and I do have some wonderful, wonderful contractors that I work with in situations where, like, if they're putting in a septic system and it's a hardship situation, that, they'll take, proceeds at the closing table. There's a lot of intricacies that go along with that. So I'm not saying that they do that for every circumstance, but I would love to partner with and, have a relationship with and collaborate with some people who do like clean outs and things like that, where they would understand and be willing to, and maybe financially be in a position where they could say, "Sharon, I trust that your client will, when they're closing." I mean, it would all be on the invoice anyways at closing time. Just making sure that there are enough proceeds at the end to pay me at closing. Because I think giving it out in slices, it comes back to you in loaves. And those are the people that I want to sort of connect and collaborate with, in my journey to help other families. So today we're just talking about the emotions. You're listening to Talk Real Estate Roundtable. My name is Sharon McNamara, and I am the broker owner of Boston Connect Real Estate. I am also a full-time real estate agent. My team member is Mary Horton. We are part of the McNamara Horton group, and I'm sitting alongside my sidekick here, Melissa Wallace, and she is the director of operations and sort of agent liaison or whatever. I don't even remember that part of it. What is it called?
Whatever you want to call me.
Yeah,
that's what
she's
I
our
am.
everything. Yep. So we're here, but Tim is in studio, 781-837-4900. So if you have any questions for us, it doesn't really have to be about this topic. We just thought that it would be nice to sort of mellow out a little bit today and talk about the emotional aspects of buying and selling real estate. It is a real thing. And you can text him at that number or call, and he'll bring you through to us, 781-837-4900. I still have 2 tickets that I'm going to be giving away. It's a fundraiser for the Plymouth County Family Support. I am a board member on that wonderful organization. They are having a wine tasting fundraiser October 26th at the Plymouth Memorial Hall from 5 to 8 p.m. I have 2 more tickets. Patty from Marshfield got the first 2, so I can't wait to meet her in person. But if you would like 2 tickets, just give us a call and, just give us a little hello and tell us, is it the wine or is it the organization that's sort of pulling at you today to join us?
You could say it's 2 tickets to a wine paradise.
Oh,
Wine
yeah,
paradise.
wine paradise. I love that. I do love wine.
I know.
I do. I love it.
I did have a glass of wine
Mellow
last
for the
night.
cello.
Yeah, mellow cello.
Yeah.
Yeah. In Montefiore. That was like my favorite place. Yeah, that's in Italy. I shall be going back. I will go back. I think I'm going to go back next year, actually. So, but if you want more information on the Plymouth County Family Support, their organization is pcfamilysupport.org. PC, Plymouth County, pcfamilysupport.org.
And I might be able to join you. I have 26 more days to get a passport. Remember
Oh,
that?
yes. Yes. You have to get your passport.
get your
That was
passport.
something, yeah, by the end of the year.
Yeah.
I mean, the end
By
of the month. The
yeah.
end of the month. All right. So we were just talking about the emotional challenges, and I think when you're putting your loved one, your mom, your dad, aunts, uncles, when they are going to that next chapter of assisted living, and getting over that aspect of I can't believe I'm doing this, because every single senior says please don't ever put me there. You know what? If it's for their health, for their well-being, and most importantly their safety, that is what you have to do. And that was the final conclusion for me. Third strike, I was like, yep, this is, for his safety, I have to do this. So that's what I did. And then other things, if you're grieving parents, I say give it time, let it settle, unless there is a financial burden and you're like, I just have to get rid of this house right away. You should do that process a little bit slowly. Maybe bring us in and we can go through the house with you, tell you some things that you need to do. I am going to be putting a mobile home on the market down in Carver, in Cranberry Village. And, she lost her mom recently. And, helping her with, getting everything out and different things to do. And I could hear her get choked up one day as we were having a phone call. And I was like, this is where you breathe and put all your trust in me. And I'm going to send you an email with a list of all the people that you can contact that are going to help you through this process, with doing different things that you have to do with your clean out and different things to get the house ready to put on the market. So,
and she did, right?
And she did. Yeah, she did. She's wonderful. She makes me laugh. She really does. I enjoy working with her. She does make me laugh. All right. So, okay. So we were just talking about, siblings and parents when you're selling their home. Of course, we could do an entire show on any one of these topics, but we're just going through selling due to divorce. I mean, this is emotional as well.
Yeah, it's so weird because I didn't go to page 2 and I did talk about divorce recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, we've navigated that too.
Yeah, we do that a lot. That is sometimes a tough one. Sometimes it's very easy. There are a lot of moving parts on that. And again, that's where the professionals come in. I do have, attorneys in the area, divorce attorneys, who do refer me to, divorce situations. There are many a times where they want that person that is really doesn't have a relationship to either husband or wife, wife and wife, husband and husband, whatever that, love relationship is. And when it is coming time for the divorce, they like to have sort of that middle person that, doesn't have much to do with either one. The emotions can be great because they can't wait to get rid of each other. Let's just get this over. It could be, bitter, and it could be, I can't believe that he or she did this or that, and they're going to hold on tight. One may not pay the mortgage because they are so upset about the situation. So there's a lot of moving parts with that. I go back to what the first thing I said: hire a full-time real estate consultant, an advisor. You need that. I recently had to do an analysis on a home, and my question to the attorney was, can you tell me a little bit about the situation? And they don't get into details, and I really don't want the details, to be quite honest with you. But there are certain things I do need to know. I have had situations where there have been restraining orders against one or the other. So in those situations, I can't even send a mutual text. So in some divorce situations, you don't have that, and it's pretty amicable.
Yeah.
Right. And, they're just both on the same page, and they've, lost that loving feeling, and, they're going their separate ways, and they can both be on the same text. And I like that aspect of it too, because they then know you're getting the same information as the other one, right?
At the same time.
At the same exact time. Yep. So,
when it comes to divorce and dealing with those situations, it's so important to be neutral, and to make sure that everybody feels heard and seen, and just treating it as they hired you as a professional to do a job, and that's what you're doing. So I think it's very important to just be neutral and just give the information, and if they sort of reel you in a little bit. Sometimes it can be tough. It can be tough because you know, with situations like that, if the divorce is not going very well, you know, sometimes they do want to pull you in their direction, and you just have to say, you know, hey, you know, you hired me to do a job, and this is what I'm doing. And
Yeah, you know, it's interesting because, I mean, you know me personally, and obviously, I mean, you are truly like one of my daughters as well. And I am very empathic. I am extremely empathic, and there was a time in my career where I used to say to people, give me your stress. Don't worry about it. Just give me your stress. I know how to handle it. Give me your stress. And I found myself actually getting sick. Like I was like weighed down by that. And I had to change my language and say, don't worry about this. I'm going to help you through your stress. I'm going to give you the resources that you need to help you through this stressful situation. I assure you, if you fall, lean back. I'm going to catch you. Right. So, and then, you know, the other aspects that you have to think about in a divorce are children. If children are involved, pets are involved, a lot of emotions go around that as well. Do you have somebody texting you?
I do. So Karen from Pembroke, my friend Karen, she actually works at an attorney's office, does a lot of divorces. And so she sent me a text and said, neutral, baby. You got to be neutral.
Yeah, you got to be neutral,
so
right?
she knows. But yeah, you know, it's you got to be sort of very much like Emmanuel Ebot. Just
Can we talk about Emmanuel Ebot?
And if you're watching us on Facebook, you can just see my hands just like flat and just going like you're just neutral.
Yeah,
baby.
I love Emmanuel Ebot. He is like he's my favorite attorney. He's my guy. I have been with him and working with him for several years. I mean, I am very fortunate that I have a lot of great attorneys that I have worked with over the years. Like Amy Masfer comes to mind. Brad Mahoney comes to mind. Chris Crownenshield, you know, Ben Cody, a lot of these guys, Mark Stiles, you know, all these guys. I have really been blessed, encircled. I have been engulfed by wonderful people. I will tell you that. Me having some of the wisdom I have came from all of those wonderful, wonderful people. But Emmanuel in particular is, I like to say, one pulse short of being flatlined in a good way.
In a good way.
I don't want my attorney being all fired up.
I know. Well, because we do deal with some attorneys that are very much fired up. And sometimes the transaction does not go well after that. But yeah, you know, it's just, like I said, you got to be neutral. You got to just sort of go with, you know, you were hired to do a job, and unlike any other transaction where we do get a little bit emotional about it, and help them navigate, sometimes you just have to take a step back and be like, all right, this is very much business.
Yeah. I wish I had called McNamara Financial and asked them if I could have their hour today, but I didn't, because we could go on and on about this. But in regard to Karen, you know, what she had just said to you and being neutral, it's extremely interesting when you do get into a divorce situation where I hear both stories, and generally they're not the same. So that's why it makes sense to be in the middle, because I get a little bit of your story, a little bit of that story, and maybe if I put it together, the truth will lie in between. But you know what? It doesn't really matter to me what's going on. Like, it matters to me, like, as I'm a human, like, I'm sorry that you're going through this, but in order for me to sell, you know, your home and to get you the most amount of money with the best terms and conditions really has nothing to do with why you're leaving each other.
Tim, I have a request for you.
Okay.
Well, first, can you text me, because I have a request and I want to send. I want to give a sneak peek. I don't want to give a sneak peek to anybody.
Yeah.
You have my cell phone number, right?
Oh, yeah, I got
Yeah,
your digits.
send her a
Okay,
text.
get it.
She can't find yours.
Yeah, I can't find it for some
Oh,
reason.
jeez.
I know.
Okay.
So then, yeah, we have a lot going on.
Yeah. So the children, that is something else we have to think about. Some other things with emotions that we want to think about are first-time home sellers. You know, that journey is exciting as well. I mean, you have a lot of emotions on both sides, right? So you're excited about the new home. You're anxious about selling your first home. You're hopeful that you're going to get, you know, the most amount of money and with the best terms and conditions. You might have those memories that sneak in too. I just want to let the world know I have been in the same home for 32 years. So my only home I have ever owned is 32 years in the same home. So for me, it's, but I've been doing some major purging, right? Like, I don't want to leave that for my kids.
And I've been in the same home for 11 months.
11 months, almost a year.
Almost a year.
Almost a year. Oh, and one thing I do want to announce that I did not mention, and we only have 3 minutes left, is this October 1st, we celebrated, if you don't follow us on Facebook and Instagram, please do. Boston Connect Real Estate. You can find us. You can follow me personally if you'd like, Sharon Costa McNamara, or just Sharon McNamara on Instagram. But October 1st, we celebrated 14 years that I opened up Boston Connect Real Estate. So I've been in this industry about 21, 22 years, and been on our own here at Boston Connect Real Estate since 2010. And next year is going to be a huge year for us. You know why? I just thought of this.
100 years of our building.
100 years of our building and 15 years as Boston Connect Real Estate.
Yeah.
What a great year that's going to be. I am so looking forward to it.
It's in the back of my noggin.
Yeah, that's awesome. Good. Let's start planning right now. So anxiety about the market will come up and things like that. Buying a vacation home and the emotions surrounding that, that's really exciting.
We need a part 2 of this.
Okay.
We certainly need a part 2 of this. Faith Birmingham is watching us on Facebook. I'm waving
Hi,
to you.
Faith.
She is going to be joining me next Saturday.
Yes.
She is a full-time realtor here at Boston Connect Real Estate. So Faith will be joining me.
Yes.
And, obviously be sure to follow us on all our social medias because we give a little sneak peek of what we're being talking about. But when we are back together, or maybe when I'm on vacation and you do the show, you can continue the topic, but do a part 2. But
well, and if you and Faith want to continue on with it next week, you can.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
We'll leave that up to Faith. Faith gets to decide. Faith Birmingham. Again, she's going to be she's going to be filling in for me next weekend. Mark and I are going to be going to another wedding that we're going to be celebrating. Another niece getting married. Caitlin McNamara is going to be getting married. So I'm really excited about that. So we will be there, and Faith will be filling in for me. She'll also be doing an open house for me at Cushing Trails. And we're going to announce real quick during our music leaving. Yeah. We're going to be doing open houses, trick or treat. So if you go to any of the open houses for Boston Connect Real Estate, we will be trick or treating. So make sure you join me at Cushing Trails today, and I'll have some candy and giveaways.
Yeah. And just to follow us on social media, we have all of our open houses there, and you can go to bostonconnect.com as well to find all of them. But yeah, this is our favorite song right now. So
yeah, I love this. I saw Purple Rain like 15 times in the theaters. So I love this song. It's my favorite. And again, follow us, find all our open houses. And I know Mary is going to be at Cochise Estates in West Bridgewater, all new construction. So come and join us. And Faith will be at Cushing Trails tomorrow for us. So
thank you so much, Faith. And she just said hi. Hi.
All right. And no other open houses for anybody, huh?
Oh, yeah. So 25 Yoke Road, Unit 25 in Bridgewater. Sue Bollinger has a new listing there. She is there from 12 to 2 today. And from 11 to 12:30 tomorrow. That is on for 4:30. I have a fun fact about that one, but I'll tell you later. 26 Maple Crest Drive in Southborough is Evis Mason's new listing. She'll be there tomorrow, 11 to 1. That is on for $1,099,000.
All right, everybody. Have a great day. You can find all that information, of course, on bostonconnect.com. And if you need to reach us, you can give me a call on my cell phone. 781-294-4848 is how you can get us. Or during the week, 781-826-8000. And we hope that you will find one of us or one of our wonderful agents this weekend at our open houses. Bye.
Bye. This is Caitlin Huey Burns is in Butler, Pennsylvania.